If you're in search of one of the most affordable solutions to bed coverage for your 2024 or newer Toyota Tacoma, this proven ground locking roll-up tonneau cover is one you'll want to consider. Now, this is a tonneau cover for the Tacoma owner who's looking for one of the quickest ways to protect their gear from the elements and wandering eyes, in addition to being an easy and lightweight solution that you won't have to fight when it comes time to open it. Now, while it's simple, it does provide a lot of quality features with the added security thanks to the locking nature of the cover if you do want some additional peace of mind out of a soft cover, and has a solid support system to maintain that seamless soft cover appearance to finish the look of the back of the truck. Now, this cover offers some solid features for the price point, one of the best being the lockable design with the tailgate bar. Now, that makes this a little harder than average of a cover to get into when it comes to the soft material. So even though it's not completely puncture proof, the lockability is a good deterrent, adding some extra security to this system. Now, when you want to roll it back, it's simple to just unlatch it at the tailgate, untuck the plastic rail retainers on the side, and roll it back into itself, securing on the back of the bulkhead with two adjustable straps with these heavy-duty buckles here. Now, another big benefit to this cover is the space savings that it offers compared to other styles, being very compact on the front of the bed or that bulkhead area, so you don't need to remove this in order to gain full bed access. Now, if you do need the full bed space, you can remove the anti-puddle bars as well, keep everything else in place, making it much easier compared to a larger cover that may require some extra work, making this a flexible choice if you're using the full bed space often. Now, the main part of this bed cover is the weather-resistant leather grain vinyl material, which is tough enough to hold up to the elements and keep this nice appearance over time. And with the bars at the front and the back, in addition to the side rails, it keeps a very taut appearance. Now, the support system that I mentioned, that's all made of a heavy-duty aluminum material with a smooth black powder coat on top to protect them, and that includes the rails that the fabric tucks into on either side, the anti-puddle bars in the middle to reduce any puddling on top of the cover, and the tailgate and bulkhead bar that give this structure. Now, the kit is also completely clamp on and includes all of the hardware for a non-drill and modification-free install. Now, this comes in at about $250, making it, again, one of the most affordable choices for a bed cover in the category. And I think the big highlight here is that even with the simple build that makes this very budget-friendly, it still has some of those unique features and very usable benefits out of the build, with the lockable security, the anti-puddle bars for that good structure that I mentioned, and it's compact in nature so it can adapt to whatever you need to haul. Now, it's also very easy to use, and while it may take an extra second to roll it out, it's very lightweight and easy to maneuver for the Tacoma owner who's looking for that effortlessness in a bed cover. Install is, again, completely clamp on, so it's a 1 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter and should really only take about an hour or so, probably at most, to get the job done. I wouldn't be surprised if you got this on much sooner. Now, at this point, I'm going to hand it over to one of our installers. They're going to show you a detailed breakdown on how you can bolt this up to your Tacoma at home. So that wraps it up for what I have to say. Let's go ahead and get into the install.
For this install, all you will need is the supplied Allen wrench. Today we're going to be installing tonneau cover on our Tacoma, so let's get started. All right, first step, we're going to take our driver's side rail and slide that into position, just enough where we can start lining up our locking tabs in there. We're going to need to move this back and forth to get it in the right position. All right, now we're going to take our locking tabs. They are labeled middle, rear, and front. We're going to slide the front one in first, followed by the middle, and then the rear at the end. We can take our supplied Allen wrench and loosen the top locking tab. And you can remove your track system if you want to at this point. All right, you can take your locking tab, slide it in this groove, get that position, and slide that back and forth whichever direction you need. Now, there is an option where you can install this. If you undo your locking tab just a bit, you can reach back on the end and slide them all the way forward. Once we get our tabs lined up, we can now slide back our rail into position, just a roughly measurement of where it needs to be. Now we can remove the end cap on our track bar and slide down our locking tabs. We can insert all 3 at the same time. We're going to leave 1 at the rear position, slide 2 forward, leave 1 in the middle position, and slide your final 1 to your forward position. All right, now we can take our supplied hardware and thread it into our track system. Once you have that lined up, you can now tighten it down with the supplied Allen head. Move to your middle position. Tighten it down with the Allen head. At this point, you can also tighten down the middle position of the top rail. And finally, your forward position. All right, after you have all 6 of these bolts tightened up with the Allen head, you're going to come back, and if you need to make any adjustments, you're going to repeat these same steps for the other side. All right, now that we have the other side installed and get this tightened up, we can slide back in our cap. All right, now we can install the front piece. All right, now we can install the rear piece, the main cover, sit on the back end. And at this point, we can loosen our bed rails, just get a little bit of adjustment so we can slide it in. Might be a little bit hard to see, but we're gonna install this notch into the bed rail along with the thumb screw right here. That's what we're gonna be tightening down. All right, once you get that a little bit tight, you can repeat the same steps for the other side and make any adjustments as necessary. All right, before we can unroll our cover, we're gonna install our removable support rails. They are marked front, middle, and rear. We're gonna start from the front section. You're gonna install these at a little bit of angle and then bring them straight. They are tabs right about here to lock into. And they sit just like that. Once those are in, you can unroll the bed cover. Now that we have our rails installed, we can undo our bed cover and roll it out. Place it into our locking tabs. All right, now that we have it rolled out, we can lock it down. Make sure everything fits and make any adjustments as you need to. All right, now we can move over to the side to get our locking tabs in. You want to flip this up and you're going to notice that there is a cutout right here where you can start on the back end and flip that down into the channel on the rails. And then once you get that on, you work your way down. All right, now that that's closed off, you're going to repeat the same steps for the other side. All right, that wraps up our install on proven ground locking roll-up tonneau cover for 24 to 25 Tacoma. Just remember, for everything Tacoma related, keep it right here at ExtremeTerrain.com.